Hello, we're lucky to have Mr. Eddy Prabowo, an Indonesian expert from Beijing Foreign Studies University today.
Yes.
We're doing this section for China Daily's China Dream. So please tell us, what's your China Dream?
What's my dream for China? China is the big country, and I think China will be more stable for the next future years. And I think it's very benefit not only for China, for China itself, but also benefit for the other countries, especially also for my country, Indonesia, the neighbor country of China. That this my dream will see the China will more greater and greater, more big and big, and this is not only. I say that this will benefit for all the peoples in the world.
When did you start to have the China Dream? When you were young?
Because I came from the families of descendant family from Fujian. But it's not important for me because my China dreams, the first contact with China is not by my family. But when I heard radio, from the radio, from this about from the news from China Radio International, so many years before, and this is my impression, the first impressions. What is China? Where is China? This is the first contact for me. This is my experience, and I opened the map in my home, and my father told me that this is China.
Okay.
So far.
Too far.
Too far from my village, from my hometown, and I said, "Oh, how is China?" And my father said that China is a big country. Where your family came from?
Oh.
This is my first contact about China. Now, after I graduated from the junior high school in my hometown, I went to East Java to continue my school in senior high school, and in the library I've seen one book about the Indonesian Chinese problems. This is the problems of Indonesian Chinese. This is the book written from so many, maybe 6 or 5 experts from America, and said about there is a problem for Indonesian Chinese, especially for citizenship and so on. This is my experience to lead my insight to studies about Chinese, Indonesian Chinese. And when I moved to Jakarta to continue in my university, I chose the Indonesian culture, Indonesian Chinese cultures as my subject, the primary subject. And of course, because the Indonesian Chinese has roots from China, I must study about what is China. Now back again, open the map, and starting to study about China, about Chinese. And my teacher said that if you want to know much about China, you must study about the Chinese philosophy, because the Chinese philosophy is the basics of all the Chinese studies. It's very, very important. And I studied for Chinese philosophy maybe for 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and so on. And then I started to after study about Chinese philosophy, I studied about Chinese geography, because it's very important to know about the mountain, the river, and so on, and also about the people's culture, the traditions, and so on. This the Chinese study is to be the primary subject.
The primary subject.
Yeah, but came to China. I cannot understand. I cannot. It is not my dream, but to came to China. When 2001, there is two students came from China to my university to study Indonesian language and cultures. There is two students came from Beijing, one's from Petra, and the second women came from BY, from this university. The university chose me to be her supervisor.
Wow.
About the language, and I talk about Indonesian culture. What is Indonesian culture? And I explain about what is the Indonesian Chinese culture for these young students came from China. After back to China in 2002, I continued to teach in our university. I'm not from Chinese department. I came from Department of Archaeology, especially about the archaeology, Chinese archaeology. Especially it's special subject about Indonesian Chinese settlement. There's the community, Indonesian Chinese community, architecture, and so on. After she come back to China, to Beijing in 2005, maybe three years after we met in Jakarta. Suddenly she called me. She called me, Mas. She said Mas, using Mas. Mas is Keke in Japanese, in Japanese terms. And said, she told that, do you want to move to came to China, to Beijing? Of course. Why not? Of course, why not? Why not? Especially
Isn't it a difficult decision? You have to go away from your home.
Like water. I think it's like water. If you want to go to China, to went to China, it's okay. But I told her that if you want to go to China for Liu, for traveling, it's okay. It's okay. It's very, 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 very welcome. But she said that no, you will move to Beijing for work. For work there. Oh, for work. And I said, oh, no. I must think things. And I said, please call me one hour later. And after 1 hour, I said that if you want me to move to Beijing, it's okay. And after 1 month, there's a contract from the government. Came to Jakarta, and I signed it. And then maybe we will wait for. I'll wait for 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 months. Then Chinese embassy called me. Went to Chinese embassy, and they said that this is the visa. This is the work visa for you, and this is the air ticket for you. Please stay and move and stay in Beijing. Good luck. In August 2005, I moved here, starting to teach in BY. But I'm very, very, very afraid. In the first time I came here, and I'm very afraid because I should teach in Department of Indonesian Languages. I'm Indonesian, but I don't know much about Indonesia. I'm very, very thanks to my students 2005 because they it's very, very helpful. And we grow up together, starting to learn about Indonesia. What is Indonesia? And my head of department said that, okay, you came from the language department. Especially your subject is about anthropology. It's my master degree in anthropology. So you will know much about Indonesian characters of Indonesian peoples, about the Indonesian geography and so on. So I start to teach about Indonesian politics, Indonesian social economy, and culture, history, and also about literature, because Indonesian literature is much rich in history and culture. So until now, and after 8 years, maybe until 8 years, I have a big dream about China, but about China, the future. I've seen so many things in China, about starting from China health, Olympic Games. It's about Sichuan disasters, and I think it's enough for me to have what's we call about the conclusions. What is China? China has so long history, and will continue to the future. We've seen that China is opening up from 30 years ago, and this is what Xi Jinping said when we met in the Great Hall of the People. China will still open, and we will hand in hand together with other countries to the next future. It's very, very great. And I think what's my dream. My dream is to see China great and great, stable and stable. It's my dream.
What happened in the 1 hour that you put down the telephone? What did you think that made you finally decide to come to China? You said, wait for me and call me after 1 hour.
Okay. I just sit in my class and I don't think so much. I just, in my heart, in my mind, I just say that if you want me to move to China, not only China, everywhere, the world. If you want to use me to move to China, okay, I will follow you.
So it's about the person.
Yes, it's my in my mind. I will follow you because maybe it's my path. It's my way, and I'm still here until now.
So it's a right decision.
Yes, it's the right decisions.
And I have another question about your study. You spent 2 years studying Chinese philosophy. Did you
in Indonesia?
Yes. Did you follow?
It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to study Chinese philosophy. As I still remember until now when my students when my teachers is Indonesian Chinese also. Mrs. Oiswan Yu. Lao, the old women, and she studied about China directly from China. She said that you must study Chinese philosophy from the original Chinese text.
Oh.
I said no, but secretly I went to the library and found a translation about the Chinese philosophy. Every day I read not the Chinese text because it's very, 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 very difficult for me. I read the English translation, but my teacher said that Ah, no. It was just, you read the translation, not the original.
So she knew.
Yeah. So go back to your home and stay again and read the original text. Until now, it's very difficult to study about Chinese philosophy. But I think she said right for me, because if you want to learn everything about China, you must think learn first about Chinese philosophy, because Chinese philosophy is very, very basic.
Yeah.
Not only for politics, also the culture, social culture, history, everything about China. You must study about Chinese philosophy first.